Well, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world. And welcome to the first album review of the new year. Happy 2025, Couchers. And new year, brand new couch. So, this is that time of year that some people are like, there's no new music in January, or they're trying to find what is there to listen to. And guess what, Couchers? This Friday, January 3rd, there's actually a release that's coming out. And the band is called Am I in Trouble? And no, not me. That's the actual name of the band. And the album's called Spectrum. So this is a band that is very hard to describe. So let's look at the artwork of the band. This is the album, and it's called Am I in Trouble Spectrum. And they're an avant-garde black metal band. And straight up, when you see the album cover, you're like, yeah, like when you think of black metal, you don't think of like colors. You think of like woods and menacing people with corpse paint and Norway. But no, this band is actually from New Jersey. And this is the brainchild of Steve Wiener. He's also on the band Negative Bliss, which I interviewed on the channel. And the album is called Spectrum. And when you look at the album cover, you'll think like, why so many colors? And it's because all the tracks on this record are based on a color. So uh, why is that? I think this music. This is not like typical black metal. It has some different styles. Hence the word avant-garde attached to this project. So yeah, this is an album that has 7 tracks, but out of those 7 tracks, there's actually 5 tracks that are tracks and 2 tracks that are an intro and an outro. And I think this intro and outro are very interesting for a few reasons that I'm going to talk about. So first of all, the first track is called Yellow. That's the introduction to the album, and it's 1 minute and 10 seconds, and it starts with some like beautiful tones, uh, and like it sounds like a marching waltz, but a very uplifting one. And usually, like the beginning of black metal albums are all hard and very like sinister, and this is the complete opposite of that. So basically, it's you're expecting something, and you're like, I wonder what this is going to sound like. But then the album goes in one of the singles that they release, and it's called White. And then you get like it starts like more beautifully. There's a lot of like progressive elements to it too, but then it goes into the harsher black metal territories. And it's pretty interesting because you don't know what to expect on the intro, and then it goes and you get bombarded with these black metal styles. And basically this album is like a love letter to the 90s black metal. They're not trying to copy paste their sound. It's like an homage. Like, for example, what happened with the new Nosferatu. It's an homage to something that was old or a sound of that era. So, after that, you have a track called Pink. All the tracks are colors: white, pink. Then you had red, blue, black, and finally green. So, Pink again, you get more of those harsher vocals. You get some of those like more like blast beat type of like rhythms, but you get serene parts as well. I think my favorite track on the record is Red. And I think that's my favorite track because I think first of all, that was the first single. And on that track, they do everything that they do on this album. There's some clean melodic singing, there's some harsher, more aggressive parts. And there's a part on the song is like 5 minutes and 46 seconds. And like in the middle of the song, it sounds like it stops, but then you have like this great guitar and it picks up back again. And I wasn't expecting the song to do that, so that caught me off guard. And I think it's pretty interesting how they do that, how they can stop and then bring the aggression back in. The song Blue, it's more psychedelic in parts, and the beginning of it really reminded me of like a new wave of British heavy metal. I felt like early Iron Maiden, maybe with a little bit of galloping sounds to it. And I thought it was like a different way, it brought a different pace to the record. The next song, Black, is the most basically black metal song on the record, hence named Black. And that one is more aggressive, but also there's a lot of like progressive elements to it and some beautiful tones. There's some parts on this record that they even use flutes and different type of instrumentation, which is not necessarily like something when I think of black metal. And the last track, Green, is basically 1 minute and 15 seconds of it's almost like an outro, like a bookend to it. It has some parts from the original one, but it ties it all in, so it invites you back to listen to Spectrum again. So yes, this is a black metal record that is not afraid to experiment, and it's different. If you like black metal that is more traditional, maybe you can be put off by this. But if you like experimentation in music, especially I think for me, the best parts on this record is when they do the clean vocals and the singing. I think that to me is the standouts of the record. So this record is, first of all, it's a independent release, but you can buy it on Bandcamp this Friday. They're also gonna have like a different type of releases, like vinyl, if you want vinyl, if you want everything. So it's going to have different things. The label that's putting out a lot of this record is called Negative Wingspan, but some different things are coming out on different labels. But yes, yeah, if you think, if you're like, I can't, there's nothing new on January 3rd, there you go. Am I in trouble? Spectrum to kick off the year. So I want to know from you, Couchers, have you listened to this band? If not, comment down below. Tell me what is your favorite track from this record. Let me know, like, do you prefer your black metal, like rock metal, or are you open to new things? There's bands that have experimented with black metal before, like Death Heaven, for example, and bringing new things. And I like it. I think this is a very cool debut record. And the fact that this is like the brainchild of one man, it's pretty impressive. So uh, give it a listen, Couchers, and let me know. And coming up next week, I have two albums that I want to review: the new Tremonti record and the Halo Effect. So that will be next week. So until next time, Couchers, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on the couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.